Hello, welcome.
Yeah, hey, what's up? It's like that this morning. I love it. Right to countdown. Not even hey. We don't even know the title.
Right in.
We don't even know the title of the show. What's the title of the show?
No. So yeah, I don't. No, I'm just kidding. So the title of today's show, I'm putting it back on you guys today, and for you guys that are watching, AKA my dad, maybe Storm's mom, we.
My girlfriend's watching too.
Nice. So we're gonna. Typically, we get about 5 minutes together before we go live, and today I just hit live. We haven't even spoke yet. So good morning, boys.
What's up?
Good morning. Good morning.
I love Storm's email. Like, you know that you went live.
I'm sitting here waiting backstage, and then all of a sudden we start getting a countdown. I was like, okay, I don't know if Adam knows he went live, but apparently it was intentional.
He does. He's got a master plan. Let him tell us right now.
We are live. Master plan is that you just look like you woke up.
I did.
Okay, so Storm looks like he went for 9 miles this morning. Already got his coffee.
Baby. I'm ready to go.
Carrie, you're such a night owl. I'm putting the pressure back on you. Ready? Set.
Let's go.
The process. So the title of today's video is what is the process that someone can expect to go through when purchasing an ISI Elite Training franchise? I mean, I'm throwing you guys a layup.
That is a layup. It's a 6-phase process. I'm going to pull it up right here. I'm going to show you. First thing you can do, is give us a call, shoot us a text. You see that number scrolling along the bottom. You can find us there. You can find us at the website. See what Adam's doing. Smash that like button. So the first thing you can do is just send us an inquiry. I will get back to you right away. It'll go directly to my cell phone or whatnot. And once we get in touch, what I'll do is I'll ask you a couple questions, pretty simple questions to get started, and then we'll dive into our 6-phase process, which I'm going to pull up in just a second, allegedly. Starts with an introductory webinar, right? So very simple. That takes about 1 hour. And once we go through that, we go through what I like to call the big 3. So the big 3 is your finance, your marketing, and your operations. We do that over 2 presentations. Don't know what's going on with your slide deck here, Adam.
It's my slide deck.
It's your slide deck. It's ISI Elite Training slide deck. I don't know what's going on here.
It's that New York City bandwidth. That's what's going on right now.
Oh, come on. Charlotte was totally screwed yesterday. It's working its way up the coast like Hurricane Beta. So we go through an introductory webinar. It takes about an hour to get going on this. Then, like I said, we get into the big 3, finance, marketing, and operations. Do that over 2 presentations. First one being unit economics, spreadsheet-based presentation. So we go through it. We build out a business plan. And then we go into marketing and operations. Super thorough presentation. It's like 40 slides. I got it down to 54 minutes, and it has a video in it. But by the end of that, you're getting all the content you could ever imagine. On the tail end of that, what we do is we go into what we call the validation phase. So validation phase is probably the most exciting phase of all of this because you're not talking to me anymore. You're talking to our franchisees, and then you talk to this really handsome gentleman with a great jawline. Sorry, Storm, it's not you. It's Adam. It's Adam Rice. So you get the opportunity to meet him and really talk to him and see where his vision, where his values are, and is this a business you want to be involved in? Generally, people spend 2, 3, 4 weeks in validation phase talking to franchisees, and then we do the most exciting thing that we do every single month. We host a discovery day in Charlotte, right? So the discovery day process is awesome. It's really 2 days, about 24 hours of packed information. Generally start around 2 o'clock on day 1, wrap up 2, 3 o'clock day 2. But you're going to go on tours of a number of facilities. You're going to work out with us. We're going to have dinner, put you up in a nice hotel room. Next morning, if you want to work out again, you can do it. I will not be doing that. I will be sleeping. And then we enter into a 5 to 6 hour presentation where you get to meet the entire ISI team, as well as everybody who's backing us behind us, from a real estate, project management, pre-sales, and finance perspective. After that, it's decision-making time. And I love decision-making time because we get to know who our next franchisees are and who our next friends are. And either way, it's fine. But it allows, going through this process allows you to get all the education you need to make an adequate decision as to what you want to do with your life.
So in total, you're looking at, the way I see it here is what, 6 weeks, 6 to 8 weeks process?
Yeah, great question. So this is something that if somebody jumps on, they can get really aggressive and get through it in about 3 to 4 weeks, but I don't recommend it. It is a 5, 6, 7 week process. 8 weeks is stretching it out a little bit, but around that time, that sweet spot of 5 to 6 weeks, that's where you're really capable of going through this process on track, making a good decision for yourself.
And we do a pretty good job of laying out the foundation for this process up front and giving people an understanding of, hey, these are the next 2 discovery days. The idea is that once we've provided all the information that we are legally allowed to provide, we'd like to get you out to a discovery day. So is this a process that we should get started now, or is this something that we should put off for another 3 to 4 weeks and then get the process started and look at discovery days beyond?
Yeah, it's very to make sure. As I said, it's very important to make sure you have a very solid cadence as you go through this. So the first 3 presentations, we try to do that on a weekly basis. So one webinar per week. Then we get into validation. That's 1 or 2 meetings per week. It's nothing heavy. So it's really about an hour of time working with us. It's similar to like a college level course, right? When you're evaluating a business, you're going to spend an hour in session working with the person who's educating you. Then you're going to spend 3 to 4 hours for every hour outside of that educating yourself about what it is that you want to do and making some substantial decisions. Sorry, Adam, go ahead.
No, that was exactly what I was going to say. So it's good. Also, I think, I talk about it a lot, but, just conversations with, some of our best friends. I had a conversation on Sunday morning, actually, with them. And I'm like, dude, like, you should look into, I'm saying buying an ISI, but any franchise, any business, because what they are is like, they don't recognize, like, so the situation of this individual was, husband and wife are both in administration in the education system. And they both were employed by previous school districts. So they've got a 401k, and they just had zero idea that they could just transfer this money over and do a rollover tax-free. And I think there's so many people out there like that can continue to maintain their current positions. And again, if it's with ISI, awesome. If not, I'd still encourage people to look at that piece and to starting your own business and taking advantage of the rollover program. It's just additional retirement. You're just betting on yourself than betting on the stock market. And and
I don't want to lose the value of that perspective, but I do have a question. When you talk to your friends on Sunday, were you like, dude, you should roll over your 401k?
I was explaining the process and how it works.
But like, dude, roll over your 401k. It's pre-tax money for himself.
He's like, dude, you guys have no more territories near me. So, no,
we're busy. We need somebody from Raleigh, not from Charlotte, is what we need. All right, please, somebody call from Raleigh. No, I mean, obviously, Storm's the ace on this one, but there are humongous pre-tax opportunities to roll over your existing dollars and utilize them to invest in yourself, invest in a business. Outside the scope of ISI, obviously, you can invest in other equities as well. So stocks, bonds, you can buy houses in your 401k rollover. It's hard to do, but Storm, you're the expert here, man. Dude.
Yeah. So just to give everybody, who's listening to today's call, a 30,000 foot view of what that program entails. Inside of your IRAs and your 401ks or there's a number of different plans that you can access, whether it's a 403B or, PSP, simple IRAs. You you're allowed to take those pre-tax dollars and use that money to invest in publicly traded companies, right? You can put that money into mutual funds. You can put it into an indexed fund. You can buy stock in Apple, Google, Netflix, Yahoo, IBM, General Electric, whoever, right? But there is another lesser known investment option within those qualified plans that allows you to buy stock in your own privately held corporation. And a lot of people don't realize that they already take advantage of this right now. And to give them an example, if they already work for a publicly traded company and they have invested some of the money that they're putting into their 401k into their own employer stock, that is the same investment option that we're talking about here. It's just that there's a program out there known as the ROBS arrangement. It stands for Rollovers for Business Startups, that allows people to use those pre-tax dollars to essentially invest in their own privately held business. And we would set that up as a C corporation, and essentially you would operate your ISI franchise out of that C corporation. If this is the first time you're hearing about it, it's totally okay. I worked in wealth management before I worked at the leading provider of that service for 5 years, and I had no idea the program existed either. But it's something that's been around for almost 40 years and has become a very prevalent program within the franchising world. This is how a lot of people purchase their first franchise, especially if they're planning on maintaining, outside employment. They take advantage of some of that money that they've saved in an IRA or an old 401k and use that to invest in their own business.
Yeah, I mean, something that's really cool too is you can pay yourself salary out of that. So you're getting no pre-tax penalty, plus you're paying yourself salary. And so again, it's, to me, each their own, but to me it makes total sense to take that money that you're investing in the stock market and invest it in your own business, where you can make 10x 20x what you're going to make in the stock market. And again, I think it's just something that I think internally we talk about it a lot, and it probably feels like it gets old to us, but I think this is new. Like my dad, he might be watching this. He had no idea about it. He's 60. Dad, how old are you? 67, 68. Never heard about it, and has, retirement that if he wanted to do that and he wanted, and he was still working, say 10 years ago, this would have been a great opportunity for him. So again, you got to figure out, how you want to diversify your portfolio, but I think it's such a great option, and we got to continue to educate people that it's out there.
Absolutely. And you hit the nail on the head. What a lot of people use that program as is it's just another way to diversify how you're investing some of those retirement savings, right? So instead of leaving all that money exposed to the market and invested in publicly traded companies, or invested in bonds, or invested in some type of index fund, there is an option to allow you to take some of that money and invest it into something that's a little bit more tangible, like owning your own franchise.
Or yourself.
Or yourself.
Let me go one layer deeper here. So, scenario. Say I currently have a job. I love my job. I'm not interested in quitting my job. Say I have $100,000 sitting in a 401k from a previous employer. $100,000 is not going to open an ISI. As we know, the range is essentially 200 to high 300s. So with that being said, can I roll over some of that 401k? So say, can I, if the SBA is going to require me to put in 20 to 30%, so 20% of a $300,000 loan, $60,000.
Yep.
Can I take $60,000 that's sitting in this account, roll it over, use that as my down payment for the loan, and therefore not come out of pocket or be affected by any of my current cash flow? Is that an opportunity or no?
100%. 100%. And again, that is how most people are buying franchises, right? So when you look at your neighbors and you find out that your neighbor owns an ISI, right, or owns some type of smoothie bar, right, or a nail salon, people don't know, hey, how did they fund that, right? I didn't realize they had that much cash on hand. And more times than not, they end up finding out that they simply rolled over a bunch of pre-tax money that they had stashed away in a retirement account, from a former employer. But yes, the SBA does recognize the ROBS as a program that is allowed to be used to provide your cash injections for SBA loans. And again, you want to make sure you're working with an expert in that field when you're setting that program up. But that group, whoever it is that you use to set up your 401k rollover, your ROBS arrangement, can explain to lenders exactly what it is that they've done and how that money can be used to provide that cash injection for the SBA loan. So if you've got a bank that's willing to finance, let's call it 80% of a $300,000 project, you roll over $100,000 from an old 401k plan, you use 60,000 of that for your cash injection, right? That's your 20% down. You show the bank that you've got another $40,000 in post-closing liquidity, and you might have some lenders out there that are willing to provide that loan of $240,000 for your build out.
Awesome. Cool. Well, thanks, man. I appreciate that. Like I said, I think it's something that we need to continue to talk about. It's a great program. I think it takes the average person, and puts them in a position to be able to be an entrepreneur while continuing to do their thing. And again, whether it's with ISI or another franchise, it doesn't really matter. It's that opportunity is out there.
But we hope you choose ISI.
For sure. You're in good hands if you do. That's a wrap, boys. That's all I got today.
Get some video in here.
Hey, tomorrow morning, no show. We've got HQ training. Or maybe I'll text you guys in the morning. We may do it from HQ training with our teams.
We have.
Yeah, why don't we bring the team on?
We have ending upon us.
All right. We'll figure it out. You just got to remind me because it's chaos. It's going to be chaos. So we got that. Then we got Amanda Gouldsby.
Invite to us from your calendar.
Then we got Amanda Gouldsby on Thursday morning.
Thursday, we got to tune in. We got to make that one work.
Yep. No, that's what I'm saying. We're going to be on Thursday, and then Friday
we're going to be on tomorrow. You're not the only person who gets to hold people accountable. We're on tomorrow.
All right, we'll figure it out. I'm just saying, give me a little text because I'm gonna run around crazy.
You're an adult.
I'll be up before Carrie, so I'll make sure to text you.
Probably.
That's right. Carrie sleeps with his. This is Carrie. Sleeps with it next to his bed. 8:29.
I got the eye drops right here, buddy.
Okay, bye.